I would say come into the room, but many of you are already here. I do want to apologize for my delay, but I want to make sure that the slide show that was right. So I want to make sure I had the necessary information. Some things came up at the end. For those of you that are new to the channel, I am the H-Town Vet, and I'd like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans and their dependents, family. So we're glad that you are here. We thank you for showing up. And as I said, for those who are not familiar, you're new to the live stream, I am the H-Town Vet. We are an interactive channel where we sit here and put the veteran first. So we want to thank y'all for showing up, and we're glad that you're here. And we start off by interacting with the veteran family, and we're not going to do it any differently today. So we have Brother Kevin was in first, and our brother Kevin was saying, said, good evening, veteran family. Betty Bob said that back then it was 6 likes and 4 watching, even before we started. Y'all should think about coming in early like that. That'll be good. Now then, Kevin Cobart Sr. says, good evening, Betty Bobs. Then Kevin Cobart Sr. said, good evening, Coasty. And then Kevin Cobart Sr. said, Betty Bob's still waiting on CFP exam for the 26th of April. Yes, indeed, the one he just completed. We've been in 9 minutes. That's good. The topic for tonight is VA claim substitution. Now, let me ask you, if you, before I told you, you never knew about VA claim substitution, where if the veteran dies, the dependent can be substituted into the claim if they're eligible. If you never heard about that before me, put a no in the chat or in. If you did hear about it, put yes, and how many years ago you heard about it. How long ago was it you heard about VA claim substitution if you didn't hear about it first from me? Let us know. Now, here we go. We got in the chat, we have Scott and Isaac's World saying hello, H-Town, and the chat. So before me, MG Smith said they never heard of VA claim substitution, where the eligible dependent of a veteran who passes can be substituted into an active claim. All right, that's not, that has not passed the appeal period or that's waiting for a pending decision. Now, Betty Bob said, yes, she's been knowing for 4 years. And they said hi to everybody. And Love said, yes, he had heard of it. Hosty said, no. If you've never heard of a VA claim substitution, where the veteran passes and their dependents can be substituted into the claim for the benefits, give us a Y for yes if you've heard of it, an N for no. Let's do it. Now, what are we talking about here tonight? Here's an overview with the things we're going to be going into and explaining, and the questions that we are going to be answering is, what is the what is the VA claim substitution? What is that? What is a VA claim substitution? Sorry. Number 2, who qualifies to be substituted into a claim, a veteran's claim? I don't know what my problem is. Who qualifies to be substituted into a veteran's claim? Then we're going to discuss the 2 types of claim substitutions. And then we're going to cover what is the difference between accrued and survivor benefits. They are different. Now, then we're going to ask the question, we're going to answer the question, can a substituted claim be appealed? All right, this is after the veteran has passed. Can their dependents, uh, um, can their dependents file an appeal even after they're substituted into the claim? Next, can new evidence be submitted to a substituted claim? Then we're going to talk about non-service connected deaths and service connected deaths. And we're talking about in particular of veterans and how that affects pending substituted claims or those that are in appeal status. Let's talk, family. Now, first, we're going to go over the first one. Number one, what is VA claim substitution? Well, it's like replacing the battery in the phone. You're taking the battery that has expired and substitute it with a fresh battery that's still alive. And not trying to, be cruel, but I'm just trying to explain how it works. And that brings new life into the claim. Now, so basically, this is based on something the veteran did prior. They filed a claim, and while they were waiting on the claim, they passed away. Now, sister says 14 watching and 15 likes, and everybody speaking. Now, the people to substitute are the spouses and the veteran. That's, the spouses and the veteran's children. Yes, that is correct. And Scott, we'll get to your information a little bit later. We're going to cover the topic, then we're going to address it. Remind me to go back. Now, then the claim, they submitted a claim, the veteran filed a claim, and it's in processing, or they're still waiting for a decision. Then the veteran passes away while the claim is either still pending or in the appeals process. So what's next? The veteran's no longer here. We've often been told, and I know people that were told this, that, once the veteran died, the claim dies with them. Who's ever heard that before? If you ever heard that when the veteran dies, the claim dies with them, put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard that before. Let us know, family. All right, okay. Now, let us know, family, if you've ever heard that when the veteran dies, that the family cannot file another claim, that the claim dies with the veteran or something to that effect. Come on, family, let's talk about it. All right, come on, let's talk about it. So who told you this? In the words of Malcolm X, who told you that your hair was nappy? Who told you that your nose was too wide? Who told you that? Who told you that your skin was too dark? Who told you that a veteran's dependents cannot be substituted into a claim? Was it the VA, or you don't remember? Who told you that? Please don't say VA, because then number one, yes, I was told, the H-Town vets were told that dependents, and I heard other people say, they were told that they could not be substituted, the dependents. Who told you this? Now, Coasty said he was told that. Charleston said he was told that veterans can't be substituted. Veterans' dependents cannot be substituted in the claim once the death veteran passes. Love say it several times. Betty Bob says she was told that. Only the power of attorney dies with the person. Yes. Come on now. Talk about it. Now, Love say both the VA and the VSO. Well, we're going to find out if H-Town making this up. Huh? We're going to find out tonight. We're getting to the truth tonight. Is the VA telling the truth? Or the VSOs telling the truth? Or anybody else telling the truth? Or is the H-Town vet telling the truth? Even Kevin heard that. All this fake news and misinformation. Charleston say, I thought a VA claim like a pension, they stopped at death. Who told you this? Why so many veterans that are very informed individuals in here had at one point been misinformed, including myself? Coaches say, A veteran told me that. I bet you can't even remember that veteran name. So let me tell y'all, first of all, the first thing I learned when it comes to dealing with benefits, let me come up on the full screen. Don't take nobody's word for nothing. What does H-Town tell you to do? When it comes to getting information from anybody, it's one word. See if you remembered it. The expert troll tried to come in here wooing people with their knowledge. Oh, I can help people and I can help them for free. But what did I tell you? Even with that expert troll and anybody else that came in there, and even with me, what did I tell y'all to do, family? Kevin said it, verify. So guess what? When that troll went left, if I would have given him credibility and he went left, then I'm stuck holding the bag looking stupid because he like, I can play in your face because you already legitimized me. Oh, you didn't think this Southern man can use a term like legitimize. I legitimize a fraud, and then the fraud plays in my face and y'all too. Say, H-Town the one said I'm hot, I'm all this, so I get to act a fool now. I say verify. He didn't know he was neutralized right then. Come on now. Kevin, remember I say verify. Huh? So they don't realize. They're like, yeah. What that mean? Yeah, I'm about to act a fool as soon as I get a chance. Verify, family. That's what I told you. Always remember that. And when it comes to somebody telling you can't get no benefits for after the veteran passes away, verify that false information. Now, Betty Bob say, I knew that a widow or widower or widow gets a pension, gets passed down to the spouse or to the children. Let me tell you who else getting benefits until about 5-6 years ago. Confederate soldier from the Civil War, his daughter was the last person getting benefit back in about 2010, 2015, till she died. She was getting VA compensation benefits. And they were traitors to the country, the Confederates. So they can do whatever they want here. If it sounds too good, it sounds reasonable, don't trust it with the VA. Did you hear what I said? Now, Betty Bob say, okay, yes, I did read that. Yes, indeed, family. Now let us continue. Now, the surviving dependent, qualifying dependent, acts as a backup. That's why they're able to be substituted into the VA claim. All right? Come on now, family. We're talking about this. And then remember, the functions of the VA to approve and deny claims. That includes the appeals, and that's what we're talking about tonight. All right? But they're also there for scheduling exams and reexaminations. In this case, there's no reason to schedule an exam because the veteran is deceased. So 2 is out of the picture. The third thing, unless a CMP exam had already been completed and need to be considered as part of the evidence because after the veteran passed, but it hadn't been put into the record. Third thing is distribution of VA benefits entitlement. That's what we're talking about here. All right. Also, spreading out the benefits now. But the main thing is approving and denying the claim. And the last one, investigate veteran fraud. This includes dependents, okay? If they're pretending to be something that they're not. Now, Betty Bob say 19 watching, 14 likes. I'm loving it. It got up to 21, but when I start talking about the Confederacy, about 2 or 3 people dropped off. I'm going to speak the truth here. And y'all know I ain't telling y'all no lie. So they have to deal with the VAB or the Veteran Benefits Administration. The sign is mainly going to be Department of Veteran Affairs, but you should know what we're talking about. This is where they filed a claim, and it's the unpaid monetary compensation. In many cases, it's the unpaid monetary compensation that was due to the veteran. So number 15, okay. Now, it's a debt that the VA owes the veteran, but the veteran has passed. So the debt owed to the veteran should be also owed to the qualifying dependent or survivor. Now, here's why they didn't tell you anything. Why all of a sudden when I pop this up, everybody's in here now, they won't listen. You know the reason why they told you that the veteran cannot, nobody can be substituted into the veteran claim? You know why? Because you don't have a year to apply. And if they stall you till then, you lose that right, even though you say that person lied to you. Where your proof at? Don't believe nothing nobody says in the VA unless they want to put it in writing. They say you don't, if they tell you, you don't, oh no, you can't apply for this, give it to me in writing. Send them something in writing and get it back in writing. Don't believe nothing nobody tell you. Huh? He say, H-Town, you are 100% on point. I'm trying to do it tonight. Listen, I'm not just out here for clicks and views, but I like them. I want to make sure we talk the truth. And when people get focused so much on their own personal financial growth, they lose the focus in the heart of the people you're supposed to be helping. Now, M.G. Smith said, H-Town, I was told by my VSO that if I passed to make sure hypertension is put on the death certificate. Come on now. Or some symptoms related to hypertension. So whatever you die of, and it could be if they don't put the actual condition, heart, let's say if it's hypertension, put some of the symptoms that are related to hypertension if they passed away from it. And you fight that to make sure, we're going to talk about that tonight, make sure that connects to your claim for your surviving dependents. Now, it does not require for you to get these accrued benefits. It don't require that it be you die of a certain ailment in most situations, but we're going to explain. There's two scenarios. Let's talk about it. Apply with them. Number two, who can be substituted into a veteran's claim or a claim for, who can be substituted into a veteran's claim? All right, so now who can be substituted? Let's talk about it. The first person is your spouse. Not spouse is, but your spouse. The one that has the most legitimate divorce decree marriage certificate. So whoever the one that has the most current marriage certificate and no divorces, divorce filed after that, they the one to get the bag. And this tends to be a real issue with veterans with all these spouses. Kevin say spouses and dependent. Our sister Betty Bob say 19 watching, 17 likes. Y'all doing good. If you're just getting into the room, smash that like button. So you're gonna need those documents. Even common law unions. If when you buy a home, you out there with friends and family, you refer to yourself as hubby and wife, and you have documents that y'all purport yourselves to be married, and the veteran dies, the common law wife or husband can get substituted into the claim, but the VA has to be approved of it. Let's talk about it. They say, well, now you can't do it. You do it anyway, and see what they say. Now, with the spouse, the money is paid in full. Whatever the back pay was, we're going to give you the effective dates, the award effective date, and the payment effective date. We're gonna give those to you in a minute. But when it comes to the spouse, they're paid in full. Come on, family. When it comes to the children, if it's just the children, it's divided among the children. Okay, it's divided among the children. So if you have 5, it's going to be divided among 5 children. If it's 2 children, it's going to be divided equally between those 2. Now, adopted children also fall into these categories. Same thing. It's just that you have to prove adoption. If it ain't a birth certificate with the parent on there, of course, then you have to prove adoption status. Now, Charles says, H-Town, is there a 10-year marriage rule like Social Security? I think it's a year. and I'll see if it's changed. But the way it works is this here. I don't know about with this. I don't think there's no time requirement. I'm not for sure. But when it comes to claim substitution, you just have to be married to them. You got to produce. Now, when it comes to, you listening to me, dying of a service-connected disability, then that's when it comes into how long you've been married. You have to be married at least a year. If they die and you are 100% permanent total, then because of the benefits connected to it, then you have to at least been married a year, okay? But when it just comes to simple claim substitution for the money, not necessarily so. Now, so there are three types of dependents. There's the children we just talked about. There's three types of children groups. We already talked about the spouse. The first type is just your biological children and adoptive children. Now those stepchildren, I don't know about all that, but it's first is your children. It's legally your children. Then your children that's under at the age of 18. Then it's your children that are 18 to 23 of school age. That's the second group. And they'll get certain benefits while they're still in school. If they're receiving Chapter 35 educational benefits or Champ V, they will continue to get it until they no longer qualify because of their age. Now, the third group, after we talk about the children under 18, the children between the ages of 18 and 23, now the third group is the helpless child. They had to become helpless before they turned 18. Now they could be 40, 50 years old as long as they became disabled, helpless before the age of 18, and there's documentation and proof of that. You hear me, family? Now, with the children, of course, it's split equal. If you got 10 children, it's going to be split between all 10. Now, dependent parents, they have to be on your benefits, and usually to be a dependent parent, there has to be a financial need for them to stay with you or you to take care at least half of their living. Okay? Now, so if you only have one parent, they would get the whole amount if you don't have no husbands, any other people, children, or spouse. If it's both parents, it will be split evenly between both of them. So there you go. They would get half and half. Number 3, types of claim substitutions. There are 2 types, as you see, 2 scenarios, and we're going to talk about it. The first scenario for claim substitution is the veteran had a pending claim, a VA claim that was pending during the time they passed away. Okay? That's the first one. The second scenario, there's only 2. The veteran received a denial and was waiting for a decision because they had appealed the denial, or they fall within the denial, the appeals time period of how long? A year. Now, the fourth thing, so remember, they have to fall within that year. The fourth thing, let's talk about the difference between accrued benefits and survivor benefits so that there's not any confusion. Accrued benefits accumulate because they're usually tied to what? Monetary compensation. Survivor benefits, they are just for the surviving spouse, children, or dependent parents. But the accrued benefits are for the veteran themselves. The qualifying dependent is just substituted into the claim. Betty Bob says there's 12 watching, 18 likes. Thank you. Now, so remember, accrued benefits is something that's accruing and building up during the time period the veteran is fighting for the claim and passes away. Survivor benefits are benefits specifically for the surviving dependents. Now, so they are two different things: accrued benefits and survivor benefits. They're like apples and oranges, but they are connected in a certain way, and we're going to explain that. Accrued benefits build up mainly in the form of, they build up in the form of compensation. The money builds up. The money is accruing when the veteran files the claim until the point that he or she passes away. I hope you caught that. Now, so remember, this is tied to the veteran. All right. So some benefits, the surviving dependents or spouse may qualify for or may not. Like in particular, VA compensation, no. Depending on the dependent, the survivor, they can qualify for VA home loans and national cemetery, and depending on what benefits they get as a survivor, not as accrued benefits, they can go to the VA hospital, VA clinic, and I don't think not for community care. So let us continue, family. Remember, accrued benefits is for the veteran, and the dependent is just substituted into it. Survivor benefits are different like this. Let us explain. It's when the veteran passes away, and then they get the benefits, all right, if they qualify. But they may not get them until after the situation with the claim substitution is rectified and qualified. But if they died at 100% already, that's one thing. We're going to explain the differences. They automatically qualify. They just have to apply. Number 5, can a substituted claim be appealed? What do y'all think? Do you think a substituted claim can be appealed by the qualifying surviving dependent? If you think that after the veteran passes, that the spouse or children or parents can appeal the claim, put a Y in the chat. If you don't think they can, put an N in the chat. Or you can say yes or no. Can a substituted claim, can it be appealed? Okay, our brothers say only for errors. Love say yes. Betty Bob say 19 likes and 15 watching. Thank you, sister. Can a substituted claim be appealed while you're in the yes? So let's say what we're saying here, if they were substituted into a pending claim and they were waiting, the surviving dependents were waiting, and the claim was denied, can they appeal? And our brother Coasty says yes. MG Smith says yes. Coasty say yes, and Betty Bob say yes. Let's talk about it. Yes, you are correct. They can be substituted. You say, but what, a veteran's not here anymore? But the evidence is still here, and there may be new and material evidence. So yes, the survivors, they have 100. The surviving spouses can be substituted into a claim, and they can appeal if the claim is denied, just like the veteran could. Now, nobody's going to a CMP exam because the veteran is passed, but you can take the evidence or any other evidence that you found. Now, you have 1 year, 165 days to file the appeal after there's a denial. Just like when the veteran dies, you have 165 days or a year to notify the VA that you want to be substituted into the claim. You see that year, still that year. That's why if you go up there and say, no, you can't do that. No, you no, give me you ain't got to tell them nothing. You just take the form up there. Now, you ain't got to do none of that. I got the form for you too. So now, you hitting the reset button. Whenever you come in now when the veteran passes, when I forgot what the reset button was. You starting it at that year. Because at the fact of the matter is, it's not going to go, the back pay is not going to go from when the veteran dies until the claim is awarded. It's going to go from when the veteran dies into, no, let me correct that. I'm so sorry. It's not going to go from when the veteran filed the claim into the till the date that the amount of compensation is awarded. It's going to go from when the veteran dies until, let me correct myself. I'm going to have to clip this part out. It's going to go from when the veteran filed the claim until the veteran dies. All right? Not from when the veteran filed the claim until the claim is approved. No, you're only going to get paid for the time frame that the veteran filed the claim until the day the veteran dies. That's the difference with a substituted claim. There's a reset on the death. Now let me ask you, can you submit new evidence? What's your opinion? If you think you can submit new evidence into a substituted claim, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't think that you can, put a 2 in the chat. Can you submit new evidence? Let us know. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that you can. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't think you can. Or yes will be okay. Okay, 1 if you think for yes, 2 for no. Charleston says, let me see. Scott in Isaac's World says yes, you can. Kevin said no. You can't submit no new evidence. Charleston says yes. Love says yes. Betty Bob says yes. MG Smith says yes. Hosty says yes. The answer is yes, you can submit new evidence. This is the only one you got wrong. Kevin Kobar Sr., he be knowing all the answers. Sometimes he know them when I don't know. He said thumbs up. This time everybody got it but you, but Kevin be knowing them deep questions. He know about the answer to everything. Now, yes, you can submit new evidence, okay? If the veteran hadn't had a chance to submit some evidence, or you found some other evidence that can improve the claim. Remember, the surviving, qualifying surviving dependent is acting as the veteran, fighting for the claim. You can use a supplemental claim where you can submit new evidence, okay? Remember, new and relevant evidence that would change the prior decision. Yes, indeed. Now, number 7, we're going to talk about non-service connected. Non-service connected situations when the veteran passes and they're not service connected for the death, okay? Non-service connected deaths. We're going to talk about that of a veteran. If they died of a non-service connected disability, all right, but they were approved for VA. Their claim was approved, right? I want you to follow what I'm saying. Their claim was approved for the compensation, whatever percentage they got, 0 to 100%. However, they did not die of a service-connected disability. Okay, that's different. He said, I learned about it yesterday. Okay. Now, but let's say the veteran dies and it's not of a service-connected disability, but they get a rating. This might be their first rating. All right, they pass away. The surviving spouse is substituted, and they eventually get a rating between 10% and 90%. Okay? Well, with that, there are certain compensation amounts you get and certain benefits, but they're not going to get, there are no benefits really for the dependents. So the main benefits is just going to be in the form of accrued benefits and which is back pay Now, so if they had that rating, the benefits they're obligated to pay, that they were going to be obligated to pay the veteran, now they have to pay the surviving dependents. And that's going to be in the form of back pay. Now, remember, none, and they're not if they're not service connected for it. Let's start off with a 0%. Let's say they get a 0%. Well, if it's not service connected, they don't get anything, the surviving dependents. All right. Now we're going to go from to 10 to 90%. All right. Let's get into it. So they get no money. All right. If they die of a non-service connected disability. Now, so when will the amount stop and start? We're going to for the back pay. We're going to talk about it. It's going to start when the veteran filed the claim before they passed. All right. And it's going to end, as the brother was saying earlier, on the date of the death, put on the death certificate. So that death certificate is going to be very important. Marriage licenses are going to be important. Just as the same thing if a veteran dies. That video we had. Now, oh boy, look at that. So if it's not the case that you can file for substitution, look at the VA form. But see, finding these things are like a needle in the haystack. If you don't know what to look for, you're not going to be able to find it. So the VA lying to you the whole time. If you say something, well, if the form was online, well, how can you look for something when you told me it doesn't exist? All right. Request for substitution of claimant upon death of claimant. Come on now. Whoever saw this form before? If you've ever saw this form before, put a check mark in the chat, or put an X in the chat if you've never seen this form before. And there's two forms. Then it's also a form that the other one is the general application. But remember, I want you to remember, you got to get approved. You can apply for the substitution, right? You can apply for the substitution and the back pay at the same time, but they're going to have to approve the substitution first. First, you have to be substituted. You can apply for them at the same time. Now, the second application is more of a checklist. This is going to be, the first one ain't but 2 pages, one instruction. The other one is a simple application to apply to be substituted into the claim. After that, you got to, the second one, this form here, they both have different numbers. The second form, and we have the number at the bottom of the forms. The second form goes into detail of all the dependents, all the spouses, everything. So Kevin has seen the form before. No, not Kevin. MG Smith, that was something else, Kevin, I'm sorry. MG Smith say never saw the form. Never saw the form. Charleston never saw the form or forms. Betty Bops never saw the forms. Love, because he is a dependent and he's been substituted into his father's claim. Am I right, Love? So he knows he's been substituted. Gary say never saw the form. Coasty say check, you've seen the form, okay. And Betty Bob say 15 watching, 20 likes, family, we're doing good. Let us continue. So can't nobody, that's the end of the road. If you didn't die, if the veteran did not die of a service-connected disability, let me repeat that. If the veteran did not die of a service-connected disability and they received a 0 rating, they're not getting any money, nothing else. That's the end of the road. If they were between 10% and 90%, they get the back pay, and that's the end of the road. because the veteran did not die of a service-connected disability. Now, let us continue, family. The next part is going to be if the veteran dies of a service-connected disability. Now, this is somewhat of a game changer because you're not just going to get the accrued benefits of the back pay from the date the veteran filed the claim to the date of the veteran's death. You're going to also, and I hope you're listening, you're going to also get the money for, you're going to get the other benefits that fall into the category of survivor benefits. But first, you have to be substituted properly, and the claim has to be approved. And if you prove on the death certificate that they died as a result of a service-connected disability that they already had, or that was approved during the claim, while you were filing this claim, and you filed and they got approved for something dealing with prostate cancer during the claim, now if they get 100%, bam, there you go. Now let's see what he said that's first, and or I seen in a government form. Okay, now Rose City D say, good evening, H-Town veteran salutes. Good evening, brother. Everybody showing love to our brother Rose City. Everybody showing love to each other. Now, remember, the last situation dealing with substitute claims, what happens with a substituted claim that has a veteran dying of a service-connected disability? We just talked about when the veteran dies of a non-service connected disability, they just get the back pay. That's it. Now, if they die of a service-connected disability, there are surviving spouses benefits, okay? Whether they 0% up to 100, okay? There are surviving spouses benefits. Now, remember, the surviving spouses benefit goes back to the award effective date, the date that they filed the claim, even when it is service connected. Now, what are some of the extra benefits survivors get? So if you had a substituted claim and the veteran passed away of the service-connected disability or the symptoms of the service-connected disability, they qualify for special monthly compensation, where I believe whether it's 0% or 100 to 100%. Now, the dependency and indemnity compensation monthly payment as we speak is $1,653.07. Now, family, let us continue. Now, we talked about first here, really if the veteran died of a service-connected disability, had a 0 to 90% rating. What if they died and they were approved up to 100% in the claim substitution? Well, now the qualifying dependents get other benefits as we talked about. All right, now they qualify for the 0 to 100% compensation, all the benefits, because they're 100%, they get all of them that comes between 0 and 100% that accumulate. You know, that's for the dependent, of course. Now, Betty Bob says 21 liking and 15 likes. Really get more at the 100% rating. And they get dependents educational assistance, and it's for dependents only. So they get that after the veteran passes if they receive 100% in the claim that they want while being substituted into it. And also, of course, the dependents, also for dependents only, Champ VA healthcare benefits. And they go back until the claim award effective date. So if you've been paying for your own healthcare while fighting the claim for the veteran, they're supposed to go back until the day that the veteran, are you listening? To the day that the veteran filed the claim. And I don't know if you all go all the way up until the veteran passes, or they might pay all the way up until the claim is approved. Not for sure. See how we got plenty of questions. And if you qualify as a qualifying dependent, if you qualify for death and indemnity compensation, DCI death benefit, DIC death benefits, you automatically qualify for a VA home loan guarantee. Automatic. Other benefits are VA life, because the veteran got it, you should be able to get that VA life insurance, or if you had SDVI life insurance, the old insurance that's still active, you'll be able to get that too. Special monthly compensation for the qualifying for dependency, in particular spouses. They can get the same thing. Housebound, they qualify for that too, as the dependent spouse, if they're at that 100% rate. Then there are several state benefits. So, family, we're trying to make sure don't nobody miss nothing. Depending on your state, you got to find out if you're awarded a certain percentage or any percentage from 0 to 100%. Find out, especially if they died of the service-connected disability, because that's when the benefits lived on, or some of the symptoms from the service-connected disability. Like here in Texas, they got the surviving spouse disabled plates. Let us know your state, and if they do it in your state, by letting us know what state you in. So in Texas, they do it. So I'm gonna put a TX for Texas, because they have surviving spouse disabled veteran plates. Let us know if they had it. They have it in Texas, so I put a TX. Let us know if they do it in your state. They have license plate for surviving spouses of disabled veterans. Let us know. Put your state in the chat. Now, also property tax exemption. We went over this completely. Every state, all 50 states. Nobody ever did that. It took a while. Now, Charles say Pennsylvania is 100 for all veteran disabled. Will their spouses get, if the 100% disabled veteran dies, Charleston, will the spouse get some of the funds? Let us know. Come on, family. We almost done. And while the family is doing that, a good place to look is on the award letter. That's a very good place to find out what the veteran is already service connected, because they might already be 50%. All right, after they pass. So you need to get the award letter and several other documents. Now listen to what Coasty says. I just found out 100% in Mass, you can get a $2,500 annuity. Anybody in Massachusetts, find out if they got some in my state. Annuity for, wow. We got to look that up, see if they got one in my state. I'm getting jealous. Good job. Remember, watch our video when a veteran passes away to get all the other information that you need. Birth certificates, death certificates, wills, all that. We talk in much detail. And so have all the proper documentation, family. We're not going to go over all that documentation. But what we do want to say is that when you're looking to get benefits, follow me, family, and especially as a dependent and veteran, don't be doing that word of mouth thing. Get information and verify. Don't stop looking for information when somebody tell you, you can't get that, because they're not going to be the ones, if it go wrong, you can't go back to them and say, hey, you told me this. They're going to say, so? Why you believe me? I'm stupid. They're not going to take no responsibility for misinformation. And also check into Social Security Administration benefits and check into, what do you call that? Retirements and everything. We're going to check VA law here, family. We want y'all to, y'all can chat it up again. We about to get. I'm gonna pull something up. I'm gonna see, can I pull it up? So, family, let me check on the VA law. Y'all can keep chatting it up if you want to. And I want to ask you a question. Tell us something that you learned that you didn't know about claim substitution. What surprised you? What didn't you expect? Were you surprised that you could submit new evidence? Were you surprised that you can file an appeal for the claim as a dependent that has been substituted into the claim? Let us know, family. Let us know how the weather is where you're at right now. And while we're checking this, we're going to check and see what's going on with VA law on va.gov. There's no update on VA law. Brother Charleston say it is 58 degrees and light rain. Let us know about the temperature and the weather, what type of weather you're getting in your area. Let us know. Let us know, family. We want to hear from you. Like I said, there's no update. Our brother says, brother MG Smith, yes, I did know. I didn't know any of that. And it's 62 degrees and cloudy. And then he said, H-Town, Betty Bob said, H-Town, I sent you the new M21 when I was on my train on midnight. I got a copy of it, and we're going to go over it when I get a chance to research it. But thank you. Definitely keep sending me the information. I looked at it, glanced at it. Midnight train to Georgia. She say, going back to find a simple place in time. He said, now it say it was 2:45 Sunday. Okay, a.m. on the train. She's dedicated. Let us know what that weather's like where you at, family. Coasty and heavy rain. Family, do me a favor. If you got a copy of the video where our Secretary of State went to the Congress, let us know, family. Because we're going to talk about veteran news now. Veteran news. Coasty says 59 and heavy rain. Seems like everybody getting rain. If it's rain in your area in the past week, any rain, put rain or raindrop emoji in the chat. Let us know. If that has happened, let us know. So y'all saying that Dome said that Pastor Dougie Fresh was getting grilled at Congress. How y'all feel? How just tell you ain't got to go into detail. Tell us how you feel about him being there. Let us know. And everybody saying it's on YouTube. Okay. I'm looking. I want the full video. Send me the link. I want the full video, family. Do y'all have the full video? Because that's going to be hard to find because all these other places are going to chop it up. All right. I think I found it. All right, fam. Let's see what we can pull up. We're gonna get jiggy with it up in there. Let's see what we got, family. Let's see what we got. Thank you for your patience. Dougie goes to Congress. Come on, family. Dougie goes to Congress, family. What we gonna do about that thing? Oh, did the pastor hold his ground? Did the pastor stand on business? Let us know, family. We're about to find out what you think. We're going to do a reaction video, family. So for those that are watching, we're going to Congress. You understand? And Dougie's in Congress. Now, Dougie talks and Dougie got to answer some questions now. Family, Dougie goes to Congress. Let's do this here. Let me see what we got. Dougie goes to Congress. Are y'all ready? See, we got through early. I hope the information was helpful. I know it's not the most exciting information about claim substitution, but we must talk about the information. I found it. Thank you, Coast. He says on YouTube. MG Smith say, evening Dome. Charles say, Dome, have some respect for the pastor. Oh, Lord. Listen at you. Listen at you, Brother Charleston. Oh, Lord. Now you in the amen corner. Now Betty says 68 degrees in Maryland and clear. It's raining tonight. It's a raining night in Georgia. Raining all over the world. Now, MG Smith, you know why they would always sing about Georgia? Some of the greatest singers ever and performers. Ray Charles, Gladys Knight, Millie Jackson. She can get a little grimy with it, but Millie Jackson, Gladys Knight, also James Brown, they from Georgia. You hear what I'm saying? Take those people out of music and see what happens. Now we got Beyonce and everybody else too. Now, don't say Zimmerman, when he started doing his job and stopped acting like a celebrity doing a bunch of podcasts. Now, right now, sister say we has 22 likes and 21 watching. Thank you, my sister. We're going to get into it. We're going to turn the music off, family, so we can get into this. Let's see, family. We're going to Congress, and we're going to see. We want to support, and we hope the pastor got up there and did good. We're going to get straight to it. So, family, we thank you for being here. We're doing a reaction video. Of course, it's about Dougie going to Congress. Fair use, fair use. This is for informational purposes and informative purposes only. It's to educate veterans on what's going on concerning their benefits and their Secretary of the VA. Family, are y'all ready to do this? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it, family. As we said, fair use, hold on. Okay, let's see. Give me a second. I'm always doing something crazy. Fair use, family. Fair use. Let me see. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, family. We about to get into it now. Let's see what happens when the Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins, goes to Congress. Let's get into it.
Who manage research grant applications have been fired, leaving hospitals unable to apply for new research funding. Countless employees are being driven away. You have 40,000 openings right now that you're recruiting to fill at the same time as you're firing 80,000. It makes no sense. How do you expect to recruit qualified, skilled, dedicated new workers, whether they're physicians or counselors, nurses, when you are firing probationary employees who are the future of the VA workforce?
So he getting into it. He's saying, how can you hire people while you're firing people? Huh? What did Betty Wright say? I was learning my man while I was earning my man. So how can he do two things at one time? Huh? Because he gonna say he getting rid of the people at the what? He's saying he's gonna be saying he's getting the people that are new to it. Well, you need new people to keep it going. If ever you're trying to start a sports team, you don't just keep the veterans. You need the young people in there too, because the veterans will train them. Let's see what our Senator Doug Collins has to say. And family, let's get into it. The congressman is kind of grilling.
Or who have been promoted because they are performing with such excellence. Nonsensical. So I think that you owe this committee some explanation. You have refused to do it so far in response to the 19 letters that I have written along with colleagues and the 21 other inquiries. There needs to be accountability. We need to avoid the potential disaster that is looming. And make no mistake, it is a disaster that is on the horizon, approaching us as surely as a thunderstorm in the nation's capital. And we need to avoid it. It will be a self-inflicted wound that disastrously affects all of our VA beneficiaries, whether they use healthcare or the PAC Act. And that is one reason why I have advanced the Putting Veterans First bill that would mandate rehiring all those fired VA employees and all the veterans who've been fired from the federal workforce in other agencies, give them the right to individual personal determinations, which should be their right under current law. We need to make the VA a place that works better for veterans and their families. They deserve nothing less. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Blumenthal, thank you. Mr. Secretary, we now recognize you. Thank you for your presence, and we recognize you for your testimony.
Now, Pastor Dougie got center stage, family. We gonna see what are y'all saying. Listen to what Dome said. I wonder why the VA is making employees sign NDAs. What? You just educated me on something. When were they signing NDAs? How long? God dog. Do they work for the president or P. Diddy? Now, everybody, if you got money, you better have people sign NDAs. They don't always work, but it's better to have them. M.G. Smith, H-Town, he doesn't have any. Charles say, Pastor Dougie is busy, ain't got time to reply. Letters from uppity congressmen. Now listen what he say. He about to talk now. He say, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Yeah, you know, we ain't trying to how can I say make fun of his thing, but here's the thing. You got to watch how you're moving. MG Smith, yeah, Charleston, exactly. He don't like time. He don't have time. Now listen what Love say. I saw that. He don't know who was cut from the VA. The cuts is going in effect all of the VA. What do you listen? If you think the cuts are going to affect the veterans too, put some scissors in the chat or put a Y in the chat. Put the scissors emoji, something that show cutting. Now let's get into it. It's, our Secretary of the VA is. Let's see if he represents us well. Now let's talk about it, because you know H-Town gonna break it down like nobody has. I haven't seen it at all, but you know I have the cutting edge knowledge from a Southern man's point of view, because the pastor is gonna be preaching. He said, "I saw the whole hearing." Well, let's get into it. And thank y'all, family, for your patience.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that. And Ranking Member Blumenthal, distinguished members of the committee, it's good to be back here.
Secretary, would you pull the mic closer, please?
Oh, it's on, and I'm that
is better.
So I'm gonna have to swallow it. Okay, there we go. All right. Since becoming VA Secretary, I've met with men and women who show up every day to work. It's been one of the greatest experiences of my life to see the deep dedication that they have to the veterans that they serve. And I've also listened to those VA employees and others who have expressed their concerns about what is going on and the stuff that they need to be able to do to perform their job. Most of those are a bureaucracy that has been out of control and a bureaucracy that has not been tamed in years. You know, also, though, in the same period of time, since I've come to learn what many of you on this committee, the VA is needed to reform, in which I could probably quote almost every member of this committee who has stated in the past multiple times, including even last year, that the VA needed reform and needed it badly. We must do a better job serving our veterans and getting a yes with veterans to the benefits that they have earned, and making sure the money Congress appropriates to the VA is not diverted to non-mission critical or even wasteful programs. Way back in 2024, Congress discussed many times reform in the VA, but it often was simply a thinly veiled quest for more employees. But the department's history shows that adding more employees to the system doesn't automatically equal better results. Just the Biden administration, the perfect record, the last 4 years, which again, I'll be happy to talk about today, showed that this issue of money and people do not solve the problems. In fact, the number of VA employees grew by more than 52,000 full-time equivalents from FY21 to FY24. And did all those people make things better for veterans? No. In fact, VA performance actually got worse. VA wait times for primary care rose from 15.7 days to 24.3 days. Wait times for mental health care rose from 14.7 to 20.4. Wait times for specialty care rose from 24 days to 38 days.
Now, my concern would be, was it just the wait times being reduced because of the quality of the claims being, or the quality of the employee processing the claims, or could it be other factors where there are more veterans applying for VA benefits? The PAC Act kind of strained the game too, because that's something that came out, I think, in 2000. Tell us when the PAC Act came out. Was it 2022 or earlier? So he can't just assume that everything is related to he can't assume that everything is related to the quality of the people processing the claims. I have my problems with the VA and the VA employees too, but they seem to you got to make sure you consider other factors also. Now listen to what Love say. He don't know where the cuts are in the VA. Okay. Now Charleston said Pastor Dudley on the hot seat, a little upset. He seemed nervous. He's not his calm, usual self. But I ain't saying I would be that comfortable sitting before Congress either. But I'm surprised at his demeanor because he's usually so confident. Political puppets, nothing changed here. Nothing changed here. Let's go.
And VA disability benefits backlog increased and was at 260,000 when I took office at the 1st of February. I will say that we have decreased it by 40,000 since we've taken office. Something has to change, and we're going to have to change it. President Trump looked at the problems. He's looked at the problems across it and said, let's take care of our veterans and do so in a way that takes care of our veterans, families, caregivers, and the survivors that we serve. And also, I've never been shy about talking about and addressing tough issues, and I won't ignore the elephant in the room here today. As has already been discussed, and we're aware, we're looking at department structure and staffing across the enterprise. I've said countless times, this review is aimed at finding ways to improve healthcare and benefits for veterans without cutting care and benefits for veterans. Our goal is to increase productivity, eliminate waste, bureaucracy, increase efficiency, and improve healthcare to benefits and our veterans. We're going to maintain VA's mission essential jobs like doctors, nurses, claims processors, while phasing out non-essential roles like interior designers and other things. DEI. This is savings we can achieve that will be redirected to veteran healthcare and benefits. Our goal, and here is the key word, our goal, as we look at it as everything goes forward, is a 15% decrease. It is a goal. If it's, as the chairman said, it could be less, could be more. It is a goal that you have to look at. You have to start somewhere. Year after year, the calls for VA reform come from every corner. The lawmakers, media, watchdog groups like the Inspector General, Government Accountability Office, VSOs, individual veterans across the country. This year, we have finally embarked on a historic effort to reform the VA. We have been emphatic that we will not be cutting benefits and health care, only improving them, and I think the budget shows that. And we're engaging in career subject matter experts.
I know what Pastor Doug is saying, but in your opinion, when he says reforming the VA, what do you see? You think he's talking about making the staff more efficient, more qualified, and have better performance? Or do you think he's talking about cutting veteran benefits? How is he trying to make the VA better? Now, our sister Betty Bob says that was she say, what I witnessed. He say, cuts. What I witnessed myself. This is what Betty Bob say. I was told right before my surgery, it was 7:30 a.m. I was told, come back 20 minutes. What? We will be open then. There were 4 women in the information booth eating and on their phones. My God. Was this at the VA? Please don't tell me this was at the VA hospital, Betty Potts. Was this at the VA hospital? Love say, all the above, H-Town, cut employees is going to hurt. Okay. Now, listen to what our brother MG Smith says. H-Town, it gets worse for Dougie, and I bet he's never talked to his boss because his number is not accurate. You think he gave him a wrong number? Now, listen what he says here. Yeah, and more appeals and VA errors, love. Betty Bob say, I had to be in surgery location at 8 a.m. He was back downstairs, study asking the VA cop had to go upstairs with me to the surgery location to prove I was there so I would not be rejected when I got to the location. That's horrible. I hate that you had that experience, but these are the experience people are talking about. And they need to get better quality service. And I'm assuming it's at the VA. Yeah, VA. This is right, VA. Wow. I hate you went through that, sister.
Senior executive.
Everybody show some love to our sisters and support.
It is political leadership to restructure the department so that it works better for veterans. A scalpel, not a hatchet. We're doing We are also doing with all the veteran stakeholders agreed needs to be done. And there has been some reaction. We've been met by a barrage of false rumors, innuendo, disinformation, speculation, implying firing doctors and nurses and forcing staff to work in closets and showers, and that there's chaos in the department, none of which have been backed up, even articles from today. Why? Because we canceled some contracts that work for the VA that we should be doing in-house, and we let go less than 0.5%. That's why I'm sort of amazed at something just said, that we've had let go 0.5% of non-mission critical employees. So I hear our critics tell it, the department was absolutely perfect before January 2025. Everyone knows that's not true. The fact is that the VA healthcare has been on the Government Accountability Office high-risk list for a decade. GAO says VA faces system-wide challenges in overseeing patient safety, access to care, hiring critical staff, meeting future infrastructure needs, and we're working hard to fix these and other issues, and we need your help.
Now, family, I have to be fair and let Dougie talk a little bit, because I want to hear his, before they start questioning, I want to know what his opinion is on everything. Now, what Love said, he said that he still have not mentioned what the cuts are. See, Love, real talk. He says political rhetoric and politics talk here. Now, Betty Bob says this was at the VA hospital in Baltimore, downtown, that she had been mistreated. I apologize. You need to get their names if you can find it and write a complaint against that, Sister Betty Bob, if you didn't do also already. Kosi say, sorry to hear that, Betty Bob. We really support you, sister. I feel bad to hear that. Now, MG Smith, I don't like the way they disrespect veterans, and then they want to get on TV talking about their jobs getting cut. Well, won't you talk to the veterans? We'd support you and get on the news with you if you treated us better. Huh? That's like somebody you would have a spouse that mistreats you, but then they get in legal trouble. Can you come testify for me in court? Excuse me? I'm about to divorce you, folks. Now, MG Smith said, wow, that was awful, Betty Bob's. And then Charleston say, Betty Bob's, how's the surgery going? I know my VA is busy. And is that Lebanon VA? That's how you pronounce it. Now, still nothing. Who is laid off? Love, get to the bottom line. Say, Betty Bob's, we are here for you from Love. Don't say they are so disrespectful on the phone. Woo, boy, sometimes they can be so disrespectful on the phone and in person. I've had them just treat me with disrespect. Man, they take special pleasure in being insulted. And then the supervisor don't do nothing about it. I said, it's not right for, we're going to re-instruct the employee. I said, I don't want to talk to you. I said, I just don't disrespect me. I don't want you to go through all this, what you going to do, because as soon as I leave, y'all going to be giggling with each other. And this happened. That's why I don't go up there. It upsets me. And then they asked me, the last time I went to the VA out here, the Richmond VA hospital, clinic, they was asking me, did I have sex with men? What I do in the bedroom got anything to do with my health care? I asked them. I thought I'm here because of my military service, not what I did in the bedroom. And if I start telling you what I do in the bedroom, the woman gonna start feeling uncomfortable. Then they gonna get me for sexual harassment. You understand? Yeah, that was part of the DEI program too. Now, I say y'all not doing it for. You ain't asking me when I tell them what happened to me racially while I was in Desert Storm. They told me to shut up. We don't want to talk about that. So many words. Well, I said, no, you want to hear about somebody, what I do in the bedroom, but you don't want to hear about what I experienced as a black man in combat with these guys talking about ain't no racism. And they tried taking me out about the third time, I think it was 3 times. Come on, man. Two I know of. The other one I can't confirm. And you say, H-Town, well, you could have misinformed. I'm over there helping clean out the tank. The guy telling me how he's a redneck and he has a license to hunt black people. Before I can get upset, start fighting him. The other guy had the M240 because I could hear it moving on this little swivel thing we have on top of the tank. And the sand was gritting. I could hear it. So he had it pointed to my back. I'm sorry. And I threw my hands up and say, you need more help? And that's for my tank to know. If they take me out, you turn and get them. So I'm making that up too. Man, don't get out of here. I didn't learn racism until I joined the military. Because usually in the South, people are pretty cordial. But you got I saw some stuff in the military and it wasn't all bad, but it don't take but one bad to get you. Now, H-Town, good you are showing this real time. People need to see this. Yes, indeed. And then our Sister Betty Bob's another time was from a sleep apnea clinic, told me I need a sleep study test to get a different mask. Wow. After my jaw surgery, the 23rd of December, 2024, told me good luck getting an appointment 10 to 12 months. Now, these are the employees that are begging for their job. These are the employees that saying stuff like this. And y'all, you want to understand, they say, well, the veteran might be making it up. The worst stuff we don't even say. We've been told such degenerate stuff. If you ever been told something very disrespectful by a VA employee, put a 1 in the chat. If you've ever been told something very disrespectful, condescending, or non-helpful, let us know. Now, Love say, VA getting veterans die can never be trusted. Yes. Charles says, Town, I was asked that 2 years ago. Wow. Wow. Sexual preference, I answer, I don't know. I should have been more cheerful. Yeah, that was about 2 years ago. They man, well, what is my business? I don't talk. I'm a Southern man. We don't talk like that. A respectable Southern man don't be, and anywhere in the United States, you don't be asking people what I do in the bedroom. He said, I don't know. Betty say, I also contacted my private insurance company and they gave me advice what mask to get so it wouldn't not hurt my face. Yeah, the good luck with that VA employees, that's very insulting. And you were in pain, and they was contributing to your pain by not helping your situation. Love say, VA letting veterans die. This been good going on for years. VA can't be trusted. Well, we made national news down here in the Houston VA. They had appointments out. I had an appointment over a year, and veterans were dying, and they actually put it on the news, and they started trying to fix it. One of the VA employees, he snitched on all of it. He said they was telling us to do that. H-Town 1, okay. Yeah, I've been disrespected at the VA. And then Betty Bob says she has. So has MG Smith. And then Love says, H-Town, you know what you experienced. That's right. Yeah. And I had good people over there too, but I ain't talking about the good people. They wasn't the ones trying to take me out. Now they helped save my life now. Thank God there was some good people over there, But even some of the Southerners, they were cool too, but I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about the racists. Yeah, the good ones ain't gonna be with me all the time to protect me. Now, Betty Bop's 18 watching, 22 likes. Now you say military is the worst when it comes to race. Yeah, when we talk about race, we talk about anti-black racism. Now they have some racism toward other people, but because we're such a pivotal part of the military as Black people, we fought in every war. There's a real hostility because when it comes up to the ranks, as far as officers tend not to less and less Black people, but even with that, there's a big thing. I'm telling you, man, the way they do things, now listen to what MG Smith said. H-Town back in the early 2000s, when I started going to the VA and I was 0%, things were bad. You get treated real bad. Well, you know, our sister Alaska Nights and other people sending me articles. I actually got an article from one of the veterans in the chat, and it was about how they discriminate against Blacks in VA claims. You ain't okay, Captain Obvious. You know, I ain't saying it to the person that helped us, but yeah, we know that. And they put out studies. The VA that admitted to it. Now, Charleston say those questions were part of the PACT Act, toxic exposure. So I figured it was water that turned me gay. Not the water. Lord, the toxic exposure. Boy, you got him, man. You got him. You know, whether you are or not, but my thing is this here. Why you all up in my Kool-Aid, huh? And you don't know the flavor. And I'm not going to tell you the flavor. Oh, boy, y'all got me cutting up in here. Let's get back to Doug.
We want to work with Congress to fix the VA, but our shared goals need to be making things better for the veterans, not protecting a department's broken bureaucracy. The Department of Veteran Affairs is not a federal jobs program. It is an organization whose sole purpose is to serve veterans, and we must never lose sight of that. In just the first 100 days, we refocused our core mission back on the veteran, not the VA itself. We're making sure that they actually get choice in the Mission Act, which is what the law requires, which we have found over the past few years has been actually stifled at the VA. Instead of sending people to community care, they were actually encouraged and fought to stay in the care inside the VA. We brought back people from work. We've accelerated the deployment of electronic health records management system. And yes, we have processed record numbers of disability claims and redirecting millions of dollars from non-critical efforts to support our beneficiaries. As we go forward, we're just getting started. There's a lot that we can agree on. There may be some things that we disagree on, but the one thing about it, it will never change for me, Mr. Chairman, ranking member, and the rest of the committee, is that we have got to take care of our veterans. And obviously the numbers that we've seen in the last few years have shown that we're not. And with that, I yield back.
Okay, now we're gonna read her comment, then we're gonna continue. The question is probably going to get heated. And she was talking about, she say, admin for the ENT clinic at the VA told me we can schedule appointments as far out as 8 to 10 months. This was January 2025. And then I was fighting them to get community care 6 months before that. Let's see what happened. Betty Bob says, to answer your question about the surgery in October 2024, Saturday, there was 2 hours, never got the surgery. Oh, my Lord. Sister, we're going to be praying for our sister. Hold on. We're going to pray now. Dear Lord, bless our sister Betty Bobs in her situation. We ask that you help to heal her, to help her be strong, and God, give her the things she needs to treat her illness. In Jesus' name, amen. I just don't like hearing that, family. So I got a little religious.
Mr. Secretary, thank you. So what, in your time as the secretary and the circumstances that you are under and engaged in, what do you assess as your most significant areas of concern for the VA? And what do you believe is working? Is there anything that you've learned that needs to be done differently?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think one of the most interesting.
So what has he learned and what would he do differently? The congressman asked him. So listen.
Things for me in the first 100 days is constantly fighting rumor and innuendo, much of which I'm sure we will hear today that I'm going to try and put to rest. But one of the things is I had to take it from a perspective of us being on the GAO list and looking at the past history, as I expressed to many of you during confirmation, is what is working right and what is not working right. And as we looked at this, what I found was a system bureaucracy that was broken. Here's an interesting stat for most of you that you may not know. I came into the office and it took me a week and a half before our human resources department could actually produce a list of all the employees that we have. A week and a half, because our systems were so broken and bureaucratically challenged. You know, we didn't address any of the, what I found out was we didn't address any of the major concerns. Wait times, which I just outlined in my opening statement, have gotten worse. Backlog got worse. All while we were adding people and all while we were adding money. You know, the inefficiencies are interesting. I'll just show you one example. Under the previous administration, they were trying to consolidate payroll. And payroll, across the board, we asked for a number from payroll. We got 230,000 as our employee base. It's who we were paying. Well, we know obviously we had almost 470,000. The reason is we had 50 to 60 of our hospitals still doing their own payroll instead of it all being centralized where it could be done in an efficient manner and make sure that we all have it where we need to go.
Now, I agree with him on that. If that's true, what he just said, I agree with him that they all needed, the VA shouldn't, these hospitals shouldn't have their own payroll, and they corrected that. So that seemed like something good. What y'all think?
The HR system is in disarray. Suicide, our death by suicide number has not changed since 2008, yet we're spending $588 million a year to look at that, and $2.3 billion in counseling and care.
Now, has the self-harm rate increased? That's what my question would be. And even though the percentage has stayed the same, has the number of people that take their lives harm themselves? I mean, that take their lives increase? Because you can have the same percentage, but there are more people in the system. So let us know how that works.
These are just the things that we have seen so far, and we've actually implemented to.
I don't mean more people in the system. There are more veterans getting treatment at the VA, so there will apparently be more people veterans that might harm themselves, but that don't mean the percentage went up. I think it used to be 22%, but I don't think it's as much now. Now listen to what our sister say. I told them, if you use my insurance card, break off all ties with the VA and use my insurance. So 2 weeks later, using my insurance, I was supposed to have the surgery. I pushed it back May 1st, 2025. Okay. And then Zimmerman, our brother Zimmerman, said, I don't know of payroll. Even Navy SHIELD's facility doesn't own payroll administration. Okay, yeah. So that's an interesting one.
Go forward and look at the things that we got to fix and move forward on those. But to simply say that where we came in was okay and needed tweaks was just simply not true. And veterans in this room and other places know that.
Mr. Secretary, you mentioned in your opening statement, inspector generals. I've indicated, I think, in many conversations and certainly hearings in which VA staff are witnesses, that the return of an inspector general is a high priority for me. What's the plan?
We're in favor of that as well. And
family, we're gonna move it up. We're gonna move it up farther. So we're gonna say fair use, fair use. This is for educational purposes. We're gonna move the video up, okay? And then our brother says, H-Town, this saved my life. Good thing I got help before Dougie came along. Wow. And then Betty Bob's, that's a bad indictment on the congressman. I mean, the Secretary of VA. Listen to Betty Bob's. My insurance approved colonoscopy and then throat at the same time. Insurance approved both, and I didn't play the VA game. Yeah, but did you have you might have a deductible. Okay, let's see. We want to hear this next congressman talk. That's what I want to know. I want to hear the ones that putting them on that hot seat, family. And I know y'all want to hear it too. We keep us abreast of what's going on, Betty Bobs, okay? Because that's too
All right.
much.
You know, I listened to you recite those problems that you encountered.
Mhm.
Not a single one of them will be solved or addressed by slashing the VA workforce by 83,000 people. Putting those workers on the chopping block fails to address one single aspect of any of the problems that you have brought to this committee or that you encountered. Are you aware, Mr. Secretary, that the VA changed the way it calculates wait times in 2022?
The information I gave you is as of our current VA system.
The information you gave us is deceptive and misleading because the VA changed the way it calculates wait times in 2022. In addition, because it begins in 2021 at a time when a lot of VA patients were coming back to the VA after COVID in 2022. This information is fundamentally deceptive and misleading. I ask you to go back to the VA and correct it in a written submission to this committee. Mr. Chairman, I ask that we enter into the record an article that appeared in the New York Times entitled "What Elon Musk Didn't Budget for: Firing Workers Costs Money Too." Are you aware, if there's no objection,
Without objection.
are you aware of the costs that will result from firing those VA workers in compensation that has to be paid to them when they have been wrongfully terminated?
Now, he's talking about wrongful termination that they would have to be compensated because they were unfairly fired. So that's another thing. If they had a grievance, because they do have I think rules and stuff as far as collective bargaining and unions. So let us see what his response is. Well, we know what love, political puppets. That's all it is. Keep it up, brother, love. Stay on their neck.
Well, Mr. Chairman, and Mr. Ranking Member, if you look at that from a perspective, there's cost to moving forward. There's been some issues here. I think one of the
You
biggest
don't have a
things is-
number for us, do you?
No, because we've less than
Because you haven't calculated
less
what
than
it
one
will
half
cost
of 1%
to
of the
fire
people we've
those
actually been fired.
workers and then reinstate them when the
Yeah.
courts tell you, as they will, that they've been wrongfully terminated.
We're talking about less than one half of 1%, Mr. Chairman. I mean, Mr. Ranking Member, you've thrown out numbers of thousands. This is exactly what I'm fighting against. When you
It may
use
be a
numbers that
small
are
part
not
of your
true.
workforce, but they are the physicians.
No,
They are the
no,
surgeons.
Mr. Ranking Member, I will not let you do that. I will not let you sit here and scare my veterans and scare my employees because there's been you must have stuff that, again, you're looking at making a prediction in the future because no one has discussed firing doctors or firing nurses. We have always said that we're going to keep frontline healthcare. Now, if we want to continue this message that these are out there when you have no knowledge of what you've just
So
said,
let's
except speculation.
begin with
and you-
facts.
Okay, now, Pastor Doug, you don't insult that. A man that's old enough probably be your dad. Come on now, come on now, family. I don't know, Pastor Doug. I don't know why is he being too harsh? Maybe I'm a little too sensitive. Come on, man. Okay, she said, Betty Bob said, I found out I had GERD after complaining for 6 years, and a polyp was the size of a large pea, like a green pea, yes, and was removed during this colonoscopy. I only met the GI doctor once during the exam. Wow. Amazing. Keep us posted on this, sister. Now, this is getting heated.
Facts right now.
That is facts.
Will you submit to us, which you have failed to do, specific positions where workers have been fired already?
At this point in time,
Okay, yes or no?
we've submitted to that. Look, you also said something that I need to address real quickly. We have,
Well, wait a second.
Yeah,
Please
I mean,
answer my question. Will you give us the information?
we have given you the
We've requested
information
it
that is
again and
required.
again and again. What positions have you terminated? And what's your plan for terminating in the future?
Okay. First off, we will get you the information that you are. Our staff will check back with the plans for the.
Yeah, Pastor Dougie, he's standing up. I ain't gonna say he ain't standing up. He said, "Hey, man, we ain't fired no doctors. That ain't true." But I don't know if he should be mean to the elderly man. You know, just tell him that ain't true. You know, I don't know. Pastor Dougie, don't hurt. God, dog, you know the man. He's shaking a little bit, and let him make it a little bit. Now, Charleston, no, Pastor Collins would be my son, but never met his mom. I swear, I swear, you out of control. Now, look, Gary says Pastor Dougie giving him the business. I have to say, I see him somewhat giving him the business now. Now, let's go to our sister to keep up on what she's doing. This GI, because we're talking about this because this is participatory, and we want to know how sister doing, so y'all can interact. This GI doctor respected how I was treated through the VA. So he used my private insurance, and he said he got approved a lot quicker using the insurance than he would through the VA. Did you have to pay a copay, sister? Now let's see what he about to say. We're gonna go back a little bit because he asked him a question. Now let's see what he got to say.
Hey, Ms. Ranking Member, if you look at that from a perspective, there's cost to moving forward. There's been some issues here. I think one of the
You
biggest
don't have a
things-
number for us, do you?
No, because we've less than
Because you haven't calculated
less
what
than
it will
1/2 of
cost
1%
to
of the
fire
people we've
those
actually been fired.
workers and then reinstate them when the
Yeah.
courts tell you, as they will, that they've been wrongfully terminated.
We're talking about less than 1/2 of 1%, Mr. Chairman. I mean, Mr. Ranking Member, you've thrown out numbers of thousands. This is exactly what I'm fighting against. When you
It may
use
be a
numbers that
small
are
part
not
of your
true.
workforce, but they are the physicians.
No,
They are the
no,
surgeons.
Mr. Ranking Member, I will not let you do that. I will not let you sit here and scare my veterans and scare my employees, because there's been you must have stuff that, again, you're looking at making a prediction in the future, because no one has discussed firing doctors or firing nurses. We have always said that we're going to keep frontline healthcare. Now, if we want to continue this message that these are out there when you have no knowledge of what you've just
So
said,
let's
except speculation
begin with
and
facts
innuendo.
right now.
That is facts.
Will you submit to us, which you have failed to do, specific positions where workers have been fired already?
That's a direct question. Why those workers were fired? Direct question.
At this point in time,
Hey, yes or no?
we've submitted to that. Look, you also said something that I need to address real quickly. We have,
Well, wait a second.
Yeah,
Please
I mean,
answer my question. Will you give us the information?
we have given you
We've
the
requested
information
it
that is
again and
required.
again and again. What positions have you terminated? And what's your plan?
So that's kind of fair from the congressman, because you talking about you haven't fired doctors, but they haven't told the ranking chairman, they haven't told any of them who they fired. So they just speculating, hey, maybe, or should he be speculating, the ranking member? Should he be speculating if we don't know? But he's saying, I don't know what to think because y'all haven't told us what positions did y'all fire. What were the positions? Now, MG Smith say, H-Town Dougie is not prepared with the facts. But didn't he seem like he had a little comeback, though?
For terminating in the future?
Okay. First off, we will get you the information that you are. Our staff will check back with the plans for the future. This is an interesting thing. You would like I think what we're trying to do here is we're going through a process, which I talked about in my opening statement, that deals with career employees, that deals with professional staff and others outside consultants to see what is the proper size for our VA.
You're
No,
running out
let
the
me answer the
clock.
question or
I
not.
know what the tactic is.
Let me
We
answer.
both know, because you served in the United States Congress too. You can fill the air with words.
You
But
can as
what
well, sir.
veterans deserve is action and accountability. We've asked for this information repeatedly. You've said you are firing 83,000 people. If you fire the people who have been hired in the last 5 years, you will be firing physicians, nurses, surgeons, counselors, workers who are front line. You cannot slash and trash the VA without eliminating those essential positions which provide access and availability of healthcare. It simply cannot be done. And you may give us a lot of verbiage here.
Do you agree with them? If they're going to be slashing that many positions, some doctors and some nurses are going to lose their job. Do you agree with that or not? If you believe that when they do these 80,000 cuts, that some healthcare provider and doctors and nurses will lose their job, put a Y in the chat if you believe that. Put a no if you don't believe. If he says that no doctors or nurses are going to lose their job, who believes Dougie? If you don't believe Dougie, let me put it like this here. Do you believe that they're going to fire doctors or nurses? Yes or no? Let us know. Do you believe that what the congressman saying, that they're going to, doctors are going to, I forget how I said the question earlier. I'm sorry. Not trying to be confusing. Do you believe they're going to fire doctors or nurses? Gary say no. If he said, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, I don't think they're going to fire doctors and nurses. It may change now. But Dougie, you got to take him at his word. Okay, so no, let's see.
But you're not giving us facts, and facts are essential to accountability. That's why you're supposed to be here. But you're not giving us the facts that we need. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
With all due respect, can I answer his question?
You may answer.
Thank you. With all due respect, there's verbiage being said from the dais as well. And dais that I would like to say, as I have said already in this hearing, that there is a goal of looking at a 15% reduction. You have stated on several occasions already that I'm saying we're going to fire 83,000 employees. That is wrong. I would appreciate that being corrected, because that's not true. I said we're looking at a goal of how many employees we have and how many employees that are actually working in the front line taking care. I have doctors and nurses right now that do not see patients. Is that helping veteran health care?
Yes, it does.
No, it does not. Not when I.
Oh boy. Oh, Dougie coming out with what he really feels now. He said there's doctors and lawyers that don't see patients. Remember when he was talking to Sean Ryan, he's talking about, yeah, you got Sean Ryan talking about people they walk around in sweatsuits, the doctors and different people saying this. So he say if they don't see patients, he kind of contradicts himself. He's implying if they don't see patients, they don't need to be there, so we gonna fire them. Even though he say he ain't gonna fire no doctors, he gonna change it. Well, we talking about the ones that were doing their jobs. Well, that's kind of changing it up. Well, you didn't expect us to keep the ones that didn't do the job. You said you weren't gonna fire no doctors. Now listen to what Brother Charleston says. Family, we're gonna do a part of this video. We're gonna keep doing this series until we get through with the whole hearing. We're not gonna finish it all up tonight, but we're gonna go. I love this here. We're gonna just a little bit longer. Our brother says here, bro, he says, I know the answer to the question to recent firings, PACT Act hirings, all the PACT Act sign and clinics posts are gone like environmental health specialists. Yes, now listen to what he says. Dougie ain't going for it. Dougie getting down. I don't know. You know, I like the preacher now. Hope you don't cut my benefits. Now listen to Betty Bob says. These horrible doctors and nurses will still be there misdiagnosing people and killing people. Now listen, how do y'all feel about that? Do you think that see y'all talking on both sides now? One, you say the doctors mistreat you, but he's trying to get rid of them. Who's in agreement if the Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins, want to get rid of incompetent or non-productive doctors and nurses? Now he's saying that people that are not seeing patients shouldn't be there. That's what Doug Collins is saying. But the ranking member says no, they should be able to be there even though they don't see patients. They might be doing other things. Like, for example, they might be the head of surgery or they might be the head of the department and don't have to do that. Now, listen, he said has a personal, I guess, grudge against Dougie. Because he did say you served in college. He said you served in Congress with me. I know your little slick ways in so many words he said. So sound like Blumenthal has an issue with Doug Collins. Does this seem like a personal issue? Let us know if you feel like that the ranking member, Mr. Blumenthal, I think it is, has a personal issue. Put a P in the chat if you feel if he has a personal issue against the Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins. Put a P in the chat. Sounds personal, but that doesn't mean he can't be impartial. That don't mean he can't be fair, but I don't know. Tell me if you think he has a personal issue, an axe to grind with Doug Collins. Come on, let us know. H-Town said, yeah, he sounded like, because he brought up, yeah, you know how this worked, because you were doing that same little filibustering while you in here. Why are you going back to back in the day? Who hurt you? I don't mean to be disrespectful to my elder, but who hurt you? Now, we got to be real. Kevin says sounds like a personal grief. Betty Bob says sounds personal. Huh? Did he take your girlfriend? Did Doug make your wife smile at a party and you got jealous? What's going on? Who hurt you? Ranking member, who hurt you? Now, Gary says, yes, it definitely does. Gary says sounds personal. Even Brother Charleston, who ain't a Dougie fan, says sounds personal. Then listen to this here, family. I want you to hear me. Dome says it sounds personal. Man, come on. What is it about that makes you think that? Betty Bob says we have 24 likes and 21 watching. I like when the likes are more than those that are watching. Thank you so much, family, because I know you may have to leave, come in and out. Come on, family. Now, listen to what MG Smith said, H-Town. Everyone gets done this way when Congress wants answers and he doesn't have any. Oh, come on now. Now let's see what our brother Gary says. He's saying constantly talking over Pastor Dougie. Disrespectful. He is talking over him, and he did say some things that Pastor Dougie checked him. We ain't got rid of no doctors yet. But he kind of soft shoeing, he kind of tap dancing. Because when he said some of these doctors ain't doing work, well, that means you plan on getting rid of them, right? Do you think when he says that well, some of them ain't seeing no patients, that he plan on getting rid of some of the doctors, even though he say he don't?
Reduction. You have stated on several occasions already that I'm saying we're going to fire 83,000 employees. That is wrong. I would appreciate that being corrected.
So you saying, listen what Brother Charles say, these people have hurt feelings, acting like fourth graders. Yeah, they don't act like the leaders of the country, do they? Should they be showing that much emotions? Love. Bruno, yeah. Blumenthal is politics. Okay.
Because that's not true. I said we're looking at a goal of how many employees we have and how many employees that are actually working in the front line taking care. I have doctors and nurses right now that do not see patients. Is that helping veteran health care?
Yes, it does.
No, it does. Not when I need those doctors. Not when I need those doctors in a clinic.
A doctor who consults, a doctor who advises, a doctor who looks at radiology reports, a doctor
you're missing the point.
Is overseeing and assuring quality. Absolutely, yes.
Senator Tuberville.
Oh, this is getting heavy, family. We almost done, but it's getting heavy up in here. I love the fighting, Dougie, Kevin said. Somebody need to stand up. He's standing on what it is, what he feel it. Now, Do you feel, let us know, family, that all doctors that work for the VA should have to see patients? That if they don't see patients, they don't need to be there. What if they're the head of cardiology? What if they're the head of the department? Do you feel that what percentage of doctors at the VA should be seeing patients? What percentage? Should all put 100% if you think all? If you think, I say about 80% myself, because you got to 80 to, I put 90, because it has to be some experienced people that are over the doctors, you know, that's seeing getting other things done. What percentage of doctors at the VA hospital should be seeing patients? I say 90. Brother Kevin says 100% of every doctor that works at the VA should see some patients, even if it's not all. Okay, Betty Bob says 98.99, because even the ones that are the most experienced, we need them to see patients the most to make sure everybody else is straight. MG Smith said 90%. Come on now, family.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Secretary Collins, for being here. And thanks to the veterans that are here today. And I want to pass on the thanks from the 400,000 veteran state of Alabama. They have, for the first time in just 2 months, have seen progress at a lot of VAs in my state.
Okay, we're going to stop it right there. Kevin say, I won't say Blumenthal seems like a real hater. So come on, we're going to stop it. We're going to go over the other ones. We're going to keep on this. We're going to stop for the night. But we're going to keep on this. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're going to go over the heated parts of it in particular. Now, but y'all threw me off. We got to stop there. Charleston said 100%, but my VA has a shortage of doctors. So now I'm confused, family. So what you telling me, Brother Collins, that you actually agree, oh boy, that's not how I want to do it. Give me a second. You actually agree with all doctors. You agree with the Secretary of the VA. All doctors should be seeing some patients. That's what you're telling me. So all doctors should be seeing some patients. Nobody put in here 0% of doctors should see patients. All doctors should see patients. And nobody said none, because that wouldn't make sense. But so y'all agreeing with Senator Doug Collins that at least Brother Charleston, I'm surprised at that, and Brother Kevin. Some of us say 90%. Betty Bob say 98%. Wow. Family, now we're going to get back, if you're in here, ISIS World, we're going to go back to your question, my brother. He had a pointed question. If y'all have any questions, concern, you can start now. Let me see what my brother wrote. Now, this is what our brother had. Brother Scott in ISIS World. Had my VA exam for anxiety and depression. Lasted 30 minutes. Also got a letter from QTC about another CNP exam. That is an ACE exam. 2 more CNP exam next week. If you're still in here, Scott and ISIS World, let us know that you are still in here, because we want to ask you about that exam, if you don't mind. We just want to go over the information first. We're not trying to be rude or disrespectful. Kevin says they getting paid like doctors do work. Ooh. And if a doctor does not see patients, will they become out of touch if they don't have to see patients? Here at the H-Town Vet, for those of you that are new to the channel, we are an interactive channel first. Informative, right? Transparent, protective, respectful, and troll-free. Matter of fact, this live stream tonight, you had to be subscribed for at least 5 days before you can what? Interact in the chat. So guess what happens? By the time you get to the next one, you got to be subscribed 5 more days. Come on. Come on now. So you can't, those people that like to subscribe and then cancel, Now, let me ask you this here. Who do you think won the debate between Dougie Fresh? We're gonna put DS for Dougie Fresh. Who y'all think won it? Dougie Fresh or Senator Ranking Member Blumenthal? Who do y'all think won? Put a DF for Dougie Fresh or a D for Dougie and a B for Senator Blumenthal. Hold on, come on, where's that? His name almost means mental, almost spells mental. If you take the H out of his name and drop the Bloom, it'll be Blumenthal. So who y'all think did it? Dougie Fresh or Senator Blumenthal? Who won? Come on, let us know. You decide. Okay, so who won? Dougie Fresh or Blumenthal? A B from Blumenthal, a DF for Dougie Fresh. Kevin says Dougie Fresh. Gary says Dougie Fresh won. Who y'all think, Brother Charleston? Let us know. Coasty say Blumenthal. Okay. Who won? We got Chief in here. Show him some love. He say Dougie Fresh won. Who in here think Blumenthal won? I didn't say you think that you support either Blumenthal or Dougie Fresh, but which is we're just kind of being humorous, not trying to be disrespectful to Senator Secretary of the VA Doug Collins. Betty Bob says Dougie Fresh. Who won? Who won? Love say there needs to be checks and balances with the VA. Yes, indeed. What type of checks and balances do you think needs to be with the VA? If a VA employee does not do this, they should be terminated, or what is it? And Betty Bob said, Chief, for you, good evening. And then Charleston said, let's get into it. Let's see what Brother Charleston. We've given y'all our mission statement. Now we're going to go over some of our new releases. And then this was a good one, a doozy. This one people like about the clinical evidence. When you have all a fully developed claim with all the clinical evidence that you need, and the VA tells you that it's inadequate. Now, Brother Charleston says, and let me pull this all the way up. Brother Charleston say, my VA primary care physician for over a year, December 2023, has been a nurse practitioner, Pastor Dougie. Wow, come on now. And handling the business. Are you satisfied? Out of 5 stars, what would you give your primary care physician? Everybody get put in there. Out of 5 stars, I'm gonna do my mental health because I got a new primary care. What would I give my primary care physician out of 5 stars? How many stars you would give them? Your primary care physician at the VA, if you go to VA. I would give them 5 stars. Okay. My doctors, I have a very strong relationship with them, and she's very kind. Now, Gary say 4.5 out of 5 stars. What would you give them, family? Your primary care physician. Okay, Kevin says 4 stars. MG Smith say 4.5 stars. Now, this is what confuses me, family. For those of you, let me ask you this here, and look at the Cash App thing back over there. You see, I'm trying to show that. There you go, right there. Now, many of us who had bad experiences with the VA, we tend to have more of a positive relationship with our provider. How is that possible? I spoke too soon. Coaches say 3 stars for their primary care physician. What about you, Brother Charleston? 3.5 stars for your primary care physician. Come on now. What about Betty Bob's? Oh, Lord. 2.2 stars. Anybody that gave a rating below 4 stars, let us, that being anywhere from no stars to 3.5, let us know your biggest issue with your primary care physician, the reason you didn't give them a 4 or above. Let us know. And for those of you that gave your primary care physician 4 stars or higher, let us know why. The positive. All right. Mine is because of one good word. She is an excellent what? She's an excellent communicator. Excellent communicator. And supportive. I can tell when they fake. She actually want to get me in the programs that'll help me, and some of them help me get more benefits. So I know she real. Because there's some people talk a good game. She's about it. And she been with me there when I was at my lowest. Why? You give them Betty Bob's telling us why she gave hers a 2.2. Let's talk about it. Because I have to wait 90 days before I can see her. She is always full. But is that her fault? Could it be because she's a good doctor? When you are in there with her, is she good to you? Do she do her job? Let us know. Now, listen, Gary said she listens to me and responds to secure messages quickly. Now, let's see what our brother say. He gave 3.5 stars, Brother Charleston. And he's saying education, short of staff. Now, anybody in here, if you've ever been seen by somebody that was still training to be a doctor, an intern? Now, hold on. He gave a 5 stars for Brother Chief Z for you. Look what he said his doctor did. Wrote my Nexus letter. Now that's a good doctor. See, when they went in and put in work and put sacrifice because they ain't afraid of being seen. They love is for you. And that's a VA doctor that wrote a Nexus letter for you, Chief Z for you. Now, MG Smith says, my nurse practitioner, she sent me to other doctors I needed to see. Now let's see what he gave his. 4.5 stars. Come on, family. Let's talk about it. Can we talk about it? Family, can we talk about it? I appreciate y'all. How many stars you give your doctor? And watch that one. Also watch the fully developed claim and the overdeveloped claim. Watch that one. I forget the name of it right now. Watch, please go and watch. let's say month, what would you give? Now I say last 2 weeks. What would you give the chat as far as trolls or negativity or being heard, understood? And add in if I skip over stuff and didn't acknowledge you like you should, let me know, because sometimes I mess up, but it's not intentional. But you need to let me know. What would you get a chat when it comes to being troll free? Let's focus on that. Or being more of a positive thing, or being able to express or get your questions answered. What do you give the chat? Anywhere from 1 to 5 stars, okay? Let us know. Or you can get 0 stars, I don't care. What do you give the chat as far as being able to communicate and be heard? Not just people, not necessarily people being rude to you, but give us what do you rate the chat? Our communication chat, because it's always room for improvement. And y'all ain't got to do no ego stuff. Let us know, because we are to correct. I'm not here like, well, what you say that for? No, we want to know because we'll improve. And then MG Smith. Wow. You know the trolls ain't gonna like this. MG Smith say 5. Chief, for you say 5. Coasty say 5. Gary say 5. Kevin say 5. And then Charles say 5 stars. And Betty Bob says 5 stars. It must be something right. We got 25 likes and 20 watching. Let me tell you something. Something must be going right, because of the fact that we have all these likes. Let me ask you something now that I've been concerned about. Should people that have been permanently banned from the channel be given a second chance? Say, very informative. Okay, why do you give it 5 stars? First, let's answer this question. Our brother said he give 5 stars because it's very informative. Let us know why and if you don't give it, you can tell us why you don't give it 5 stars. That's good too. Why do you give a channel 5 stars, MG Smith? Kevin, give me one reason. If you could put it in a few words, like our brother put it in 2 words, very informative. Why you give the channel, if you ain't got to be on the spot if you want to. MG Smith, why do you get the chat 5 stars? I'm talking about the chat, not the channel. I apologize, the chat. She said why? Because it's very informative. Coasty, why do you give it 5 stars? What are you getting out of it personally, family? What are you getting out of it? Coasty, why you give 5 stars? I think I said that. Gary, why do you give the chat 5 stars? What is it that's helping you or that you're getting out of the channel that's very positive and helps you what you need? Brother Charleston, why do you give the chat 5 stars? Let us know. Betty Bops, why do you give the channel 5 stars? Now, anybody else? And MG Smith say, I have problems and I feel safe here. Whoa, why I keep hearing that? Come on, I need to know so we'll know where we're going. Hold on. You feel safe. That's heavy. I'm going to ask you, Brother MG Smith, what makes you feel safe here? And when you other places, what is it about other places that make you feel unsafe? Other veteran channels. Now listen to what he say. Coasty say good information and topics. I try to keep it varied up, and I get them straight from the headlines. I get many of the topics from y'all. Kevin say outstanding information. That says a lot because Kevin, you are very informed. Y'all, man, Kevin has taught me some things in their family because I learned from all of y'all, but he has a very deep knowledge set and analytical skills. Huh? Simplify. I hope I said it right. Y'all don't fuss at me. Simplify. I'm a Southern boy. Now listen, Charles say, respectful of the chat people. Why is it important for people to be respectful in here and everybody be on point? What hurts me is that when I have to correct a little bit, like I had to correct our brother, you don't mean no harm. I want to let you know, come on back in. But I have to give you a warning because we can't let it go off the rails. Our brother be talking, he used to say buy Bitcoin. And, he started talking about, oh, I'm over here in this part of Houston. Well, that was kind of off topic. So I was telling him get on topic. And he said, oh, I mean that. But then people feel bad and embarrassed, don't want to come back. But y'all got to start following the rules where you don't embarrass yourself because ain't no hard feelings. Come on now, family. Oh, we getting into it. Now, listen, Betty Bob say interactive and informative. Hold on. Let me get back to the mission statement here. Hold on. I'll give you some cues. Hold on. So in our mission statement, if we're fulfilling it, are we any of these up here to give you incentive? Is it the troll-free part, this protective environment, informative, interactive, respectful, or transparent? Any of these are the reasons you give the channel 5 stars. Some of you have already said it. Now, listen, Gary say, I feel we're all on the same side and educating, supporting each other to understand TGA, VA claims, the claims process. Okay, you meant to put the claims process. We don't know what is available without community sharing. I like the way you put that. Community sharing, family. Real talk, you understand? Like they say in Detroit, what up, though? Now listen, that's my black people in Detroit. Love for y'all. You hear what I'm saying? What up, though? Now, MG Smith say, I'm major depressive disorder. Don't go out much. The veterans here, I feel, are family, and you a new protector from troll and disrespect. Yes. So let me tell you why I had to let the trolls kind of move around a little bit, is because I need to know who I was dealing with. If you cut them off too fast, I would end up throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I would have been sharp with y'all too, and the environment would become constrictive where y'all would have felt like, dog, I don't want to say the wrong thing, H-Town gonna kick me out, and I didn't want to be that, so I had to let it play out. So when I was correcting the people, y'all could have saw in real time what was going on and not thinking I'm just going all off of them at one time. That's what they wanted you to do, make a decision without the complete information. First I gave them chances, but I want to let them repeatedly mess up so that y'all can see the pattern that I saw behind the scenes. Huh? That's why I say verify. Huh? All information. Now listen how all y'all getting into this. We showing each other love. Fam, let's do this. Listen what our brother Kevin says. He said, I learned every day on YouTube information. I watch other veteran information all day. Every day is almost like an obsession with learning about VA benefits. You ain't gonna never stop learning. What impact did it have you learning about claim substitution? Why do you think that's a real important thing, the topic for tonight, dealing with claim substitution? Why is it necessary to know that? And why do you think the VA is hiding that from us? Shouldn't the VA be the person that told you this? Not one of y'all did I hear say that the VA told you about VA claim substitution. The ones that didn't learn it here on the channel, y'all say y'all learning from a VSO or from some other source. Why doesn't the VA tell us about this? Now, listen to what our brother says. Charleston says, H-Town, you even respectful of trolls, showing your character. Yeah, I try to, listen, even when I'm totally hot. When that expert troll when that ex-patrol come up here with all them face smiley emojis when I told him to apologize to the chat, and then he said, yeah. I say, no, ain't none of that. I said, apologize. He said, oh, it's on now. I said, man, you don't know. You tell a black man from Texas, Houston, Texas, it's on. That means you're gonna come see me. That means we need to get ready. It's on site, partner. Don't tell me nothing like that. Your mom and daddy didn't raise you right. Huh? Come and talk to a grown man like that. Boy, who do you think you are? You don't come. No, I respect even with that. I didn't call him out his name. I did call him a fool one time. You know, I apologize for that, but I did call him a fool. But and I did call the other guy the slime ball. But that's how I feel about him. I still feel that way about him because he was greasy with it. He come in acting real nice and all sambush. Master, yes, not looking in the eyes, kind of slick stuff. Eyes are going, bless you once I get mine. Don't get on with me with that. Kevin said, H-Town, vet, you are in control of your channel. Woo! And I respect that about you are no nonsense type of guy, tough but fair. Now listen, this is what get them because I'm easy going when I gotta be. I'm gonna give you what you give me. See, that's what, you know, a young lady said that about me one time. A young lady said, yeah, people be thinking that they can just handle you any kind of way, but they don't know the real you. She had known me. I said, what makes you say that? She said they just think they don't see that let me ask you this here. What do you think the impression they get of me? I want you to be honest. Where they feel comfortable to start trolling, is it because they see something that they think they can exploit, or kindness, or they see a weakness in me? That's okay, whether it's kindness, weakness. I know some people just thick-headed, but what do you think makes people feel comfortable? Because do you think the trolls in the beginning saw me? Listen to what he's saying here. Now, let me ask you this here. Let me put it down what our brother's saying here. Listen, he says, Town, you are in control of the channel. Do you think that they felt like I was in control and maybe I wasn't as much? What do you see that makes you know that I'm in control of the channel? What is different now than when the trolls were running buck wild? I had less restrictions, less rules, but even after the rules, they kept trying to come in. What is it about an environment now that a troll don't even feel comfortable up in there? Remember that guy, that some Sarge guy come in here talking about, yeah, you ain't gotta submit evidence. I didn't say nothing to him right there. I just kind of asked, okay, and we kind of questioned him. What is it that they don't feel comfortable? And I asked him to come back and explain himself, not beating up on him. What is it about this environment? You say, and this is what's going on with Brother Kevin. Say, and I respect that about you, no nonsense type of guy, but fair. What do you mean, no nonsense but fair? Let me know. Now, Kevin says, H-Town vet, because it's all about money. They know they got to keep paying benefits. Yes, indeed. He say, H-Town, the VA knows that they will be paying benefits for most of 2 lifetimes. Think about how much money they will have to pay, especially if your spouse lives after you, huh? So you pass, they still got to pay benefits to your spouse and children and dependent parents. I said children. I know we say children, but in the South we say children, the youngins. Now, Charles said, H-Town, you showed respect even for Pastor Collins. Made me change a little. Thank you. He said, you showed to Pastor Collins made me change a little. Thank you. Well, let me tell you something. I don't mind people being whoever they are, as long as you just honest about who you are. Okay, if you straight up with who you are, if you racist, just let me know. I get along. I can and when I say get along, I can respect somebody that's open and honest because I like to know who I'm dealing with. I'd rather deal with a full-fledged racist than somebody that acts like they're not and they are. Those are the most dangerous kind. Because whatever they do to you, they're not gonna show no remorse because they don't think they did anything wrong. So you know what I'm saying? I like to know who I'm dealing with. Now listen what our brother said about these rules. He said rules and control environment. Let me ask you, how do we have a control environment that doesn't hinder, I thought a control environment would hinder y'all from expressing yourself in the chat. How y'all able to give 5 stars in a controlled environment? I don't understand. Wouldn't that stifle interaction? Wouldn't that stifle people being open and transparent? How are you able to be transparent in a controlled environment like here at the H-Town Vet? How have we controlled it? We controlled it by several things. One, you got to be in the chat 5 days before you can say something. And that 5 days happen every time a new live come. We go back 5 days. So if you the one like to click off, then click on because you don't want to give me the subscription. Now guess what they doing now? They staying subscribed the whole time because they'll never get to get on here. Oh my Lord. He say no freedom of expression. Now, let me ask you, so you saying there's no freedom of expression here? Or tell me what you mean by the no freedom, because let me know what's up. Now listen to what our brothers say. Brother Gary say, I feel like I can speak what's on my mind, not stifling at all. Stifling at all, not stifling. I'm sorry. Yes, not stifling. So look, family, y'all know me. I talk from my experiences as a veteran and as a Black man. Now, some people would take offense. Oh, don't be trying to say this and that. I'm not saying I'm here trying to say everybody this and that. I'm telling you my life. I ain't no fool. I got here and I'm still alive because of certain things. They say, well, Black people kill. Yeah, but that's people kill who they next to. People kill who they're in proximity of. But I'm talking about people outside my group that I don't know who sometimes try to target me and do little slick stuff. Huh? So I'm paying attention to everything. So I appreciate y'all respect to let me express myself and my perspective, but I still hear your side. If you tell me, well, H-Town, this is my experience, I'm going to listen to it. He said, I meant freedom of expression. Now, let me ask you this here, family, because I know we're about to close out. What is it about freedom of expression on a channel that trolls feel like that gives them the red light to act a fool? Let us know. And then we're going to finish up the little information here, what we got going. What is it about when we get to chat freely that the trolls feel like they can clown like some spoiled kids? Let us know. So, family, like we were saying, the chat rules. Hopefully that's helped. We're going to give you a warning the first time. You know, that's for people that's not here regularly. Usually, y'all, we cool. Then if you keep it up, we're going to give you a day off. Then a permanent vacation. Now, and you might get the permanent vacation right off the bat. We've been starting a little late sometime, but our regular scheduled time at 6 p.m. on Sundays and Thursdays. Sometime we'll have live streams in between. You want to contact us, Give us some information on veteran benefits, or talk and ask for us a question, or support or help, and you want to do it privately, send it to our email. Our YouTube channel, its handle is H-Town Vet Northside, all of them H-Town Vet Northside, because I was able to get those domains. So thank you. And if you'd like to donate, there's our Cash App and PayPal. If you have those of you that's just listening in, if you haven't, please subscribe. And we're gonna get started early this time. After party, family. Any final thoughts, concerns, whatever? We at the after party. And for those that hadn't had a chance to let us know what that weather is where you at. And we're gonna shout out as many people as we can. Brother Kevin, thank you for the very poignant and positive information and realistic information. Gary, thank you for being yourself. You don't have to, we don't care if you're Republican or Democrat here. If you feel you conservative or liberal or moderate, we want you to express all of it here. Ain't nobody gonna pick on you. Kevin is just Kevin is just conservative as he can be. Brother Charleston, thank you. Respect. He's saying the respect shown to Pastor Collins. Yeah, you know, I was raised to be that way. God, my ancestors looking at me. They looking at me because I'm a reflection of them. And if I was out here doing wrong, my ancestors in the spirit world be popping me upside the head. MG Ahmed, thank you for breaking it down. Then we have Betty Bobs. Thank you, my sister. I hope you feel better. I hope they give you the right mask. I hope you start making sure they treat you better at that VA. Chief Z for you. Thank you, my brother. Let me see what we got here. All right, we got, and if I'm Coasty, thank you, my brother, for being here and interactive and enjoying what's going on. We enjoying you too. Family, have we talked about it? I'm so excited. I almost thank H-Town myself. You know I'm out of control. Love. Thank you for the patience, the kindness. What's going on with your claim, love? Let us know. Anybody got any struggles, any upcoming CMP exam, let us know. Brother Dome dropping here. Well, Dome dropping up in here. Thank you so much, Dome. I don't know if you're male or female, so I apologize by saying. Let's see. Family, we going through it. We make sure ain't nothing to do but to do it. And y'all are coming through. I'm trying to make Rose City D came through. Thank you, brother Rose City. Stopping through, holding it down. Peace to Rose City D. Family, we doing this here. You understand? Oh, family, this is exciting. This is Scott in the ISIS world. We're going to answer your question at the beginning of the next live stream. So please come back and tell us about that your anxiety and depression CMP exam. We would appreciate it. Okay, let me see who I got. Make sure I don't miss nobody. All right, that's the beginning. Let's see what's going on now here at the end. We're going to go down to the bottom, see what's going on. Now, Betty Bob say, H-Town, enjoy a beautiful week. H-Town family, good night. Then we had Gary say, meet kindness with kindness. That's what we talking about. MG Smith said the same people are here month after month to support. Let me ask y'all this because you just made a key point. Family, how does it the fact that we have consistent people here in the chat, and even the ones that come and go, they are consistent. We know their presence, even though they're working, they're spending time with family, they're trying to go to their appointments. What is it about not just the consistent people, but the consistent attitude and personality that they project? How important is that to the channel? Now listen to what our brother Kevin said. We at the after party, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull myself up. He said, I am waiting on my DBQ from my last exam on the 26th. And I think that was the one for PTSD, right? I know it's mental health. So we want, and we're gonna talk about it. You hear me? Now listen, H-Town, I'm a black. Yeah, I am black. I'm a black. That's how, look, if you wasn't black, that would sound racist. The blacks over there. I'm a black. H-Town, I am black. I am always going to have a hard time. My Marine veteran therapist told me that so many times. Veterans that are black, veterans that are oddballs, they have problems with them. Female veterans, some people have problem with short veterans. I had problem with tall veterans. Only when I drank. Women, that's the problem. Yeah. Sometimes people that are different orientations, they got picked on, and they can pick on people too now. Now, listen, everybody can, but I'm just talking about the system in particular. Kevin Smith say, Kevin Cobar, hope you get your 100% rating. Yes, and Brother Charles say, good night, family and H-Town. Family, we want to call it a night. I hope we did it good. I'm sorry we got started late. We would have did more. Ridiculopathy, okay. Oh, ridiculopathy, I think that's how you pronounce it. Kevin say, no, it was for my lower back foot condition and lower ridiculopathy. Let me know, did you get your CMP exam, Kevin, for the actual DBQ exam, the DBQ for it? Did you get a copy of it yet? And we might, chat up. Betty Bob's good night, shipmate. Then MG Smith say, good night, Betty Bob's. And then they saying in the prayers. Well, family, I want to thank y'all for being here. We did it about 2 hours, 44 minutes. I hope we answered. Let me know this, if we answered the question. If a veteran passes away doing a pending VA claim, what's next? Did we answer the question? Put a Y in the chat if we explain what happens with a substitution claim when a veteran passes. Did we answer the question? Put a Y in the chat if you believe so, and we're gonna close it out. Betty Bob say, okay. Betty Bob said we answered the question about claim substitution tonight. What to do when a veteran passes away and they have a pending claim or a pending appeal. Did we only say H-Town vet waiting on my lower back exam? Okay, hey, you putting that work in. So family, we want to thank y'all and we want to appreciate y'all. So our brother MG Smith say we answered the question. Family, this is a unique experience here. We're doing something nobody else doing. This going down in history because the young people gonna watch this when we all dead and gone. And this is going to be amazing because we have a recorded record of veterans and what they felt like. So when they're going through this as younger veterans, they're going to say, these old people, they wasn't all that bad. Charleston say, yes, okay. And Kevin Cobar say, H-Town, good night. And family, we want to thank you for helping us answer the question, if a veteran passes away doing a pending VA claim, what happens next? So family, we want to thank you, appreciate your support, the constant views, and the information that you sent us through the email. We thank you, and we want you all to have a good night.